All right. Let's jump into the most streamed album in Apple Music history.
24 hours.
Yes, in the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
J. Cole.
KOD.
Yeah. Man, I think we. How many times you say you listen to it, Steph?
At least 6. About 6.
Yeah,
And you all know I don't do albums like that.
I got at least 5 good spins in.
Yeah.
It's a quick listen too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quick
42
listen.
minutes. You didn't want no extended project?
I mean, I would have liked more tracks, but I'm not mad at it. It played well.
Yes.
Played well.
Yes. Okay. So Cole dropped his studio album. He did not notify the world until earlier in the week. Was it Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday that he was dropping on 420. Pretty fitting.
Yeah.
That this album was dropped on 420. So it's KOD, Kids on Drugs, King Overdose, and Kill Our Demons.
Or whatever you prefer.
Huh?
Or whatever you prefer.
Or whatever you prefer.
Whatever your KOD is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So man, I just well, let's just start out with the album artwork and presentation. So I think the initial trailer to the album was so dope in setting the tone for what you were walking into.
True.
A lot of times the promotion is just enough to, people are just promoting the album to say, go listen to my album.
Yeah.
True. But there's actually, his promotional moves were all in line with what his message was and making sure that his message wasn't skewed. I love that he also just said, I want to leave this to your interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's what the name of the album was, here's what I was thinking, but it's all left to your interpretation after that. Like, I'm never going to clear it up for you.
Yeah.
Like,
but yet it's still a conceptual album.
Yes.
Most conceptual albums, people point you into the direction that they want you to go.
That's
I
true.
like the fact that, he left that, like you said, to your own interpretation, how you get to spin it. That was what I've been saying for the longest. That's one of my favorite things is conceptual albums, and he hit the mark with this one.
Yeah, so so I thought the album art and everything was just on point. I think having the album have 3 different meanings just from the jump was just such a creative idea that most cats won't do with their actual studio album. That's something somebody would test out like on a mixtape or something of that nature. But
Yeah, absolutely.
they wouldn't test it on a studio album. Let's jump into the production. So my man's produced, as usual, the majority of his own album.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all but 2 joints.
Yeah, I think it was 2.
So Kevin's Heart was T-, and Fringe was Childish Major. So those were the only 2 production credits outside of his own. Which we know Cole locks himself away and does all of his own production, which could either be good or bad.
Yeah.
In this situation, I felt it was good. I was happy with his production on this album. Like, it was very similar to No Dope on Sundays to me. That not the actual production.
I was gonna let you finish.
Okay.
I was gonna let you finish.
But
The brawl.
I'm gonna let you finish.
But from a standpoint of that, the production didn't give you too much or overwhelm you, and it also didn't underwhelm you. Like, it was right on point. It allowed you to interpret the message the way in which it was meant to be interpreted. So I thought, like, obviously, Cole, every beat doesn't hit extremely hard to me, but I felt like every beat was fitting for what he was doing with that beat. So, how'd you guys feel about the production?
I think the production is the only thing that lacked for me with this project. I didn't think the production was that good.
Mm-hmm.
It was, in my opinion, it kind of got redundant. And when I say not redundant, track over track, but with the way the production feels the same from Forest Hill Drive to For Your Eyes Only to KOD. It's got a consistent vibe to it where it's more. I don't want to sound. I think it's boring me. The production is starting to be a bit boring.
See, I thought
with
you were
the direction that he goes in.
I thought you were talking about this project itself. The beats.
No, right. So yeah, even on this project, there's a lot of beats in my opinion that sound similar, but the sound of J. Cole has been the same to me over the last 3 albums.
Oh, I don't get that.
I don't agree.
It has been.
2014 Forest Hills Drive, I think, was his best album production wise.
I agree.
I disagree with that.
From a studio album perspective, I would probably say like Friday Night Lights might have been his best album or his best project production wise. Studio album, I would say 2014 Forest Hills Drive was by far the best.
I think
this
Born
Center.
Yeah,
Born Center is a miss as an album to me. Not like a miss overall, but when I think about
that's
like,
his best album.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's
Born
not.
Center is his best album.
No, it's not. It's not better than this.
This ain't.
We'll get to it,
Yeah,
but this not better
will.
than this. Like I wouldn't put Born Center. It might be his worst project to me.
What?
Overall.
No, his first album is his worst project.
Born Center. I'm sorry, that was his worst project. You're right. Born Center would be second to last. Like
Born Center's not better than Forest. I said
Born.
Born Center not better than Forest Hill.
No way.
Nah, it's
No way.
Forest Hill is his second best album.
I don't know how you love conceptual albums like that and didn't like 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Like
I do love conceptual albums. It was a good conceptual album. I just still don't think it was better. Born Center was a conceptual album too.
it was, but it wasn't a great album. It felt,
I mean, that's your opinion.
There was too many. I'm trying to get a single, or Jay told me I need a single Joyce on there for me. Like I felt like that's where the misses were at. But back to this one. So I do think that the production left something to be desired in some aspects. So I do agree with you, Dub, in that realm. But I will say, it was fitting for what he was doing within this album.
Yeah, it played with the project to me.
It's very similar to like what Fonte's album was to me. Like, could it have been like some harder beats and things like? Yes.
I'm glad
Would
you
it
brought
have?
that up. I'm glad you brought up Fonte.
Yeah. Would it have possibly watered down the message? Yes. That's where I was at with it.
I think if your message is clear and as concise as his was, it doesn't matter the production you put. I ain't gonna say it don't matter, because it does matter the production you put around it, but it doesn't always have to sound the same. I know you want them to focus on what you're saying as well as what they're hearing, and when I say what they're hearing, I'm talking about phonetically. But I don't know, man.
That's interesting from a Nas fan. It's very interesting from a Nas fan.
No. But my thing is, if you look at the totality of Nas's career, that's my biggest knock on him too. He has bad production selection. Aside from his last album, a lot of his albums miss production. Same way with Common.
I would say like they probably both around a certain period. The production's been great like since then. Like what was it? Hip Hop Is Dead. From that point on, I've been on point with Nas's production.
What was in between Hip Hop Is Dead and Life Is Good?
Life Is Good.
Life is good.
Right. No, I'm saying is nothing in between them, right? Hip Hop Is Dead and Life Is Good.
Nigga was in between there, wasn't it?
Yeah, nigga was in between there.
The production on that was okay.
It was good again for what the message was to me. Like, so I'm very big on making sure that the production is fitting of what you're trying to do. And in some cases, it's not going to be the best. I mean, I didn't expect walking into this album that I was going to get a Nipsey production. Like, I knew I wasn't going to get that. I knew I was going to get Rose production. You know what I know it's not going to happen. Not with Cole locking himself in a room saying I'm dropping my own album. Like, there's not much feedback and things like that, going on. From a perspective of lyricism and message, what did you guys think?
Phenomenal.
That the production tied in to everything.
Yeah.
So to me, just go back to the production real quick. It kind of falls suit to what the content was the redundancy, everything sounding the same. So he used that same message in production to travel over to the lyrics and the content. So that's why it worked for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
I have a pretty similar perspective. I was very happy with the content. Man, I think like when I think about standout songs for me, Kevin's Heart was so dope to me. 1985, where he's a lot of people took it as a diss track, but in no way did I feel like this was a diss track. I felt like he was schooling the younger generation.
I just feel like that's what people look for, though. That's what they look. Yeah. It ain't wasn't that.
Yeah. What was the joint he did that was towards Kanye and Wale? I forgot the name. That was False Prophets.
Yeah.
It had a False Prophets feel to me of he's preaching but trying not to preach too much. You know what I'm saying? Just more so adding perspective. And that's whenever you get that type of Cole, I always love it. And then he was pretty much issuing a warning to the cats he dissed them. Took the J approach. Like I'm not gonna address you because that's just gonna blow you up even more. But I am gonna let you know I heard you.
All you other niggas throwing shots at Jigga.
Yeah. So I love that approach. Like, okay, that's your warning. But just being honest, I wouldn't fear. Like if I was a real MC, I wouldn't fear Cole. I wouldn't fear Cole in a battle.
You don't have to. I don't think he's not. I don't think that he's built to battle rap.
I don't.
He not built for the lyrical sparring back and forth. It's a lot of other guys that I fear.
Yeah.
Before I would fear him.
Yeah.
Technically, he's nice. Lyrically, he's nice. But you talking about just going back and forth at it, bar for bar, battling some dude. I wouldn't fear Cole.
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, maybe it's because we haven't seen him in that realm. He might have some shit to offer that.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna knock him. From what I've seen so far, nah, you don't scare me.
Yeah, he doesn't scare me at all. Like I think like I would welcome a battle with Cole if I was a rapper. Like, cause I know he gonna take the high road approach, and I'm gonna just tear him up. Like if I'm an elite rapper, that's how I would feel. You know what I'm saying? Like him. There's a couple other cats I would feel like that about. I know people used to feel that way about Drake, but Drake's too petty. Petty. So, I could never feel that way about him.
So, I mean, and it because I think the best battle rappers, it has to mean something to them.
Yeah.
The guys who will be successful when it comes to that lyrical sparring is they don't want to get embarrassed. I think Cole wouldn't. He's too nonchalant. He really just don't give a damn. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't see how he would be an elite battle rapper. Guys like, if you want to test guys who's gonna mean something to, those are the guys who I think will thrive when it comes to battle rapping.
Right.
When I think
cats who ain't trying to get embarrassed.
When I think of Cole, I think of Derrick Rose. Okay. So meaning like he got game, he got flow.
Because they both just.
But nobody never really
got their dreads twisted.
You ready?
Nobody ever really comes after him. So I think if he had to, like with Rose,
he can get busy.
Exactly.
I feel you.
I think it would.
I'm
be
not
decent.
mad at that.
Like I think it would be decent, but I don't think he could shut nothing down.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but then again, it's yet to be seen. So I mean, I guess that's.
I mean, the cats that's firing shots, I don't think lyrically could hold a candle to him. So
at all.
Like that's not even something to really worry about. But just in general, like when he was issuing a warrant out, I ain't scared. I don't even rap, like for real. I ain't scared. But what did you guys think of the features?
Well, it was only
Kill Edward.
To Kill Edward, and that was it, right?
Yeah.
I found those tracks to be kind of the highlights because I like that soul kind of vibe going to it. But did he need them? Probably not. But to stay with that drug, if you will, sound, that vibe, it meshed with this project.
And he's starting to make it his staple as to where, okay, when I got my project come out, I want you to hear just me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want, and especially with an album that's this meaningful in message, you kind of don't want any features
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know what they're gonna get on there and say.
Exactly.
So you want everything that's going to be heard on this album to come from a place where this is what I'm presenting to you as my interpretation of what KOD is. You take from it what you will, but I don't want there to ever be any type of misinterpretation with what I'm giving you in this message. And you can have that in a feature because you don't know what the other person gonna get on there and say. So the type of features, there's only 2 that he had on here, fit for what I think he was looking to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was what it was. They was decent.
Yeah, I love the features just because they were simple, and very fitting for where he placed them in the album. I don't think Kill Edward did too much. I think it was exactly what was needed at that point in time.
I'm pretty sure that was by design.
Yeah, of course.
Cole gave him just like, look.
I'm sure he stripped them off some other stuff. Like
he may have. He may have. He said, look, you got this little lane. You stay right here.
Right.
And I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
It ended up still working out for the best.
Yeah. Other thing that I just was in love with the album was how he was playing with a lot of the current flows and things, just to show that if that's what you want to do, it's very simple for me to do. Yeah. But I can give you substance while giving you that same flow.
Wordplay.
All right. I can give you substance while giving you that same flow that's popular right now. And it's easy for me.
He definitely did. And that's why when I said earlier, I was like, technically he's got it. Because he gave you those flows that you hear that's getting a pop radio. But he was talking something that you'll never hear on pop radio. Mm-hmm. So it was cool. But I already knew he could do that. You showed me that on Friday Night Lights. How versatile you could be with the way that you flow. So I'm just to be honest, I don't want to hear Cole rapping like other niggas.
So how long ago was Friday Night Lights?
2009,
maybe.
So that's almost 10 years. It's a different breed of listener now.
And that's what I was about to say. This is meant to capture this newer generation of hip hop fans, like those flows and things, because the cadence and nature of the flow is going to capture you, right? And then later the substance is going to hit you when you ain't looking for substance.
No, the substance not going to hit them.
So it's going to hit them. Because you're going to quote something for so long and then it's going to start to make sense.
I was driving this weekend and there was a group of females. They were younger. They probably I'm going to say between 17 and 22. Mm-hmm. They were bumping the joint and I'm bumping the joint right next to them. Yeah. They was 420. They doing their thing in the car, and I'm like, little do they know that.
But that's
you're listening to what he's telling you, like.
But that's the great thing. Like,
and they didn't grab.
The messages have to. They can't be out in the open because they won't even listen.
True.
Right. So the fact that it's a little bit more overt, like allows or coded for them. Will make them listen to it. It's their Saturday night music. Mm-hmm. Eventually, one day when you're getting dressed or getting ready to go somewhere, you're gonna be like, "Man, he was really saying something in this song."
Well, I hope that's the case. But nowadays, when we hear artists, even if we don't like them, we listen to them because of the name. Yeah. People know J. Cole. Well, they may not like his music, but people gonna listen to. Okay, let's see what whack joint he's thrown out. Now you either like J. Cole or you hate J. Cole.
Very little in between on it.
And people, they're gonna listen to it regardless. And then the beat, they was vibing to the beat.
Maybe it might be a sense of rebellion where they hear him, they know exactly.
But are they listening?
Maybe they are, and it's just like, okay, well, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to be.
Mm-hmm. But and ultimately, you have to remember, music can be played whenever. So
you're right.
10 years down the road, they might revisit this album. They might actually have meaning to them.
True.
At that point, yeah. So that's the great thing with. Being creative, like those things can be interpreted different by different generations. You got to think that the 8 and 10-year-olds that's listening to this, like, he's probably helping them shape their mind and looking at older brothers and sisters like, man, I'll never do that. Cole was rapping about that. You know what I'm saying? So I think the messages, like, you can't force anybody to utilize the messages that you're putting out there. But,
true.
As long as you put them out there in the universe, everybody has the opportunity to listen to them. So, and you make your own decisions. So you have free will. you know. But at least he put it out there.
Yeah,
that's my perspective.
I dig that.
Yeah. All right, so let's mild sauce scale it.
I'm gonna go 5. 5 mild sauces.
All right. I'm going 3.7. 3.7.
Okay.
You gotta have a quarter. It's gotta be like 3.75, 3.5. Like,
What was the last project you gave a 3.7 to? What was that?
I don't know.
get him that extra nickel, man. Is that 3.75?
So what I'm do, anytime we do anything mild sauce scale, I always think about all of the other projects that we've pit against it. I don't think it's better than Nipsey, but I think it's a little bit better than Fonte. I think I had Fonte at a 3.5. It might have been
Cardi?
No. Tory Lanez. I think I gave Tory Lanez. I think I gave Tory Lanez like a 4. I think I might have gave Tory Lanez a 4.
It was Tory or Cardi.
4 and a quarter, I thought. 4 or 4 and a quarter.
Yeah.
But from now on, we're gonna do just half mild sauces after this album. Half's the only one in between.
Alright, I'm with that.
Okay. But I'm at a 4.5. Is where I'm at with it. So the substance of the album and everything, like obviously, like I said, that the production was fitting for what it was supposed to do. But I mean, that's kind of the thing that's always left to be desired from a Cole album. Other than 2014 Forest Hills Drive and some of the earlier stuff. But from after 2014 Forest Hills Drive on, I can say consistently I'll be looking for more production from him. Or better production from him, because I know he's capable of it. But that would be the only thing I felt like was missing within this album.
The production, and the first part of the album was just boring to me. I knew I was gonna get what I was looking for with the bars. He didn't miss me on any of the message. I think that's the only part that helped me carry through like those first 3-4 tracks. It just was really boring.
I always be concerned when niggas be bored by substance, man. I always be concerned, man.
I mean, you could be
my
saying
niggas be
you could be saying the thing about it is you could be saying some shit, but if you don't sound good, then what is you talking about?
I thought it sounded great, man.
Right, that's why you
photograph.
That's why everybody.
So at what point do you felt like it stopped being boring? Just so I can get a gauge.
Because when I heard photographs, like this about to be totally different.
Probably motivate. ATM was straight. Yeah, I would probably say ATM.
Interesting perspective.
The best songs is on the back half of the album. Brackets.
I thought it was
Window
solid
Pane, 1985. Those is the best songs
to me.
Do you have skips?
Huh?
You have skips?
Not a huge fan of Photograph.
Photographs is beautiful ballers.
You said what?
Photographs is beautiful ballers.
Yeah, I'm straight on that.
You straight on Beautiful Ballers? Because I know that's your page. So no,
I'm off of that. I told you, Beautiful Ballers is
that's photographs, man.
No. But I'm saying I'm off of it. That was quick 2 minutes.
Are you talking about Beautiful Ballers or his new one?
No, I ain't talking about the new one, but the new one, Ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I won't partake.
More for me.
From the Devil's Cup.
Right. I will not. Down, Satan.
What Kanye say on that Drunken White Girls? A little sippy sippy.
It's a little sippy sippy.
Get a little sippy sippy.
Oh, Lord.